All right. Welcome back to Eyes Open Media. Prophet John here. Hope you guys are doing well. All right. News came out today that mayor, of New York is basically having 27 police officers protect the Black Lives Matter sign, symbol, whatever, painting, memorial, in front of Trump Towers in New York City. So 27 police officers have to stay there at all times. They can't go do their normal duty. They can't go to the donut shop and relax and say hi to the great people of New York. They can't do nothing else but protect the Muriel. So I'm pretty sure they're maybe doing like 1 hour, and then another cop comes and relieves them, and they'll do an hour at it, and they're probably changing every 2 hours, every hour, every 2 hours, they're changing, because ain't nobody trying to stay up there and protect the freaking mural painting, you know what I mean, for a 12-hour shift, because most police officers work 12 hours. 12-hour shifts, right? And so, who wants to stand here and just protect the painting for 12 hours? When they have real work to do in New York as violence continue and crime continues to rise in New York. Now, why is crime and violence rising in New York? Because people don't have any money. Because people have been laid off. Millions of people of New Yorkers have been laid off on purpose, right? Because of this pandemic, right? That they planned and scripted and created for the world. Okay, so millions of New Yorkers have been laid off, and so they have nothing to do now. Kids don't even go to school anymore. They do schooling online. Many of them don't even do it online. They don't even care anymore. And so this is the environment that we're in. We're in an environment where people don't have nothing to do, and people are bored, and people don't have any income coming in. And they're waiting on the stimulus checks, and so now the violence is high, right? Because people have nothing to do all day. So when people have nothing to do, crime starts to become something they do. Okay. So, but once again, here, they're happy. I mean, these people, the mayor's a Zionist, of course. But I believe, literally everybody in power position is a Zionist. It's unbelievable. But it's just crazy because they will paint with you. They will pretend that your life matters, man. They will pretend it so well. You know, these people actually believe that this man cares, you know, but actions speak louder than words, because in New York City, as violence continues to go around the rise in New York, right? As home prices soar and skyrocket in New York, that removes bronze and ADOS people from their neighborhoods, and they continue to gentrify the communities and the towns in New York. And people have been calling out the mayor on that, and the governor and all the other people, right? Because prices continue to skyrocket because they're trying to force the African Americans out of these homes. Okay, in Brooklyn, in the Bronx, and Harlem, they're trying to remove the African Americans. Go somewhere else. Go to Philly. Go to Philadelphia. Go somewhere else. But yet he's out here painting, even though that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing in New York. They're trying to remove African Americans and all the history of African Americans in New York by skyrocketing prices, real estate prices, and rental properties, and trying to remove them out of the way. But yet and he's a part of that, and yet he's here, right? He's here painting Black Lives Matter. Once again, they'll help you paint. They'll help you paint. They'll throw up symbols with you. They'll protest with you. As long as you don't go into that, and as long as you ain't in the White House and in Congress making laws, changing laws, they're okay with you. They'll be buddies with you while they're gentrifying you, right? While they're trying to remove you. They'll talk nice and sweet to you. But then they'll go into a meeting, a Zionist meeting, and they'll talk about all the strategies to remove you, all the strategies to keep you from getting loans, all the strategies to keep you from opening businesses and having you go through loopholes and HELL just to do the same thing their own people can do, or Caucasians can do. Because I separate the two. Caucasians and Zionists to me are two different animals, two different beasts, two different things. Zionist is those that's the savages that Nick Cannon was talking about. But yeah, once again, like I said before, all African Americans and bronze people care about is symbols and signs, and so far they haven't gotten anything from this. Nothing has changed. You know that, guys? You know that, guy? You guys and girls that are listening to me. What has actually changed since the protesting and throwing up hashtags and painting the street signs? What has actually changed? Nothing. Nothing has changed. The people that still hate you. You know, the people that still want to disenfranchise you still want to disenfranchise you. You know, the people that don't want to give you loans still don't want to give you loans, right? The people that don't want you in their hotels still don't want you in their hotels. They probably hate you more now, right? Nothing has changed from all of the protests and all the entertainment and noise and shouting and crying. Nothing has changed, folks. Why? Because you haven't changed any policies. You haven't changed any laws. You haven't changed anything. Donald Trump signed an executive order to reform the police department. We don't know what. Nobody knows what's in that. He did it so quickly. No one even knows. Did he sit down with any of the African American leaders to design a new reform policy? No, he didn't. He literally said, "Okay, this is going on. I'm gonna do a reform policy, and let's go." He didn't sit down with African Americans and ADOS people to create a new reform policy for police. He didn't care about it. He like, yeah, I don't need you people. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm gonna do a reform. I'm gonna do it. That's what I like about Donald Trump. He does what he don't care. He don't care. He ain't got. He don't want to apologize either. He don't care and he doesn't want to apologize. Right? He's who he is, and he doesn't. He's not gonna apologize for that. Zionists don't apologize for it either. African Americans and ADF people apologize. Apologize. That's all we do. Apologize to the global world. Everybody knows us as a people who apologize. An Asian man will say something and mean it, and I ain't apologizing for nothing. I got a whole country to back me up. What's up? Right? And people are, oh, never mind. Let's go mess with this African American dude over here because I know he gonna apologize. Right? So we need to stop apologizing, and we need to stop being the entertainment and get into some serious stuff, which is laws and policies, right? Which is laws and policies, financial ownership, owning land, owning businesses, owning our own communities, policing our own communities. Painting Black Lives Matter on the ground doesn't do anything for these people that are painting this. I bet you these people that are joining him, the mayor and this woman here and the other white people that are around there, or the other Jews and Zionists that are around there, after this is all done, they're gonna go back and they're gonna be like, as long as they want us to paint, as long as they want us to march with them and sing with them, we're okay with it. The minute that they want to do policies and regulations and executive orders, we're gonna need we need a new game plan immediately. You don't think that these people are saying that behind the scenes? You Caucasian people that listen to me and are some of you guys that are my friends or my followers and my supporters, you know exactly. That's exactly what they're saying. Okay, I speak to many of you Caucasian people, and you be like, yo, you be right, man. You on it, but we got to stay on code though. So I'm not, just because you want it, currency, or just because you want a prophet John, Doesn't mean I'm going to tell you you want it publicly. I gotta stay on code. And I'm like, all right, that's cool. You got to stay on code, right? Caucasian people have to stay on code, just like African American ADOS people should be on code, just like Spanish people need to stay on code, just like Cubans and Haitians and Asians need to stay on code, right? But you don't think that these people are saying are laughing behind this and like I can't believe they're falling for this. I can't believe that they're still falling for this after 400 years. Falling for the okey doke of hey, we'll paint with you, we'll sing with you, we'll dance with you, we'll hashtag with you, but don't even think about going to the White House or Congress and changing laws that benefit us and benefit our superiority, right, and our privilege. Don't even think about it, right? As long as you don't do that, it's all good, right? So that's where we are. All right, I'm back. So, what I was saying is, so we gotta, we gotta do better. We gotta do better than this. Painting doesn't do anything for us. Symbols and signs, and it doesn't do anything for us. These people actually think they're making a difference. They actually believe that in their minds because they've been programmed to believe that painting something on a street is going to change people who created a system to purposely go against you, to purposely suppress you, to purposely disenfranchise you, to purposely do that. They actually believe that painting something on the ground is going to make them change. I mean, this is the programming that we have that we have been subject to. And until we wake up and say, wait a minute, what are we doing? Does any other group of people do this? No, they don't, right? So when you see other groups of people like let's just pick the Asians because the Asians are really successful people, right? And they don't play no games, especially with the Caucasians and the Zionists. They don't play no games, right? Because they got a massive army behind them. They got billions of people behind them. So when they believe the Caucasians are disrespecting them, or they believe that we are disrespecting them, or they are Zionists, whatever, they'll come after us and say we're not tolerating that at all. And if you want to go to war, then we're going to go to war with you, right? And they ain't playing around either. So, as African Americans and ADOS people and bronze people, what are we doing here? Why are we the only group of people that have to paint and have to talk about symbols and signs and colors and hashtags and stuff? The other groups of people just go to war. Other groups of people just that they say we're going to handle it in court. We're going right after the paperwork, right? We're not going to do business with you. How about that? We're going to strip you economically. How about that? How about African Americans, ADOS people? If you're really this angry about your equality in America, why don't you stop supporting everybody that you're supporting? Because apparently African Americans are the ones that are supporting all of these businesses and thriving. All of these businesses that are actually behind the scenes are the ones that are actually making your life a living HELL. And yet you still don't care. You're still supporting them. It's just like when Gucci came out and with the blackface and did all types of racist stuff. People next week people are still in Gucci, so they don't care that they're being disrespected. You try that with Asian people will shut you down everywhere. They don't play. Caucasians don't play either, as you can see. Even Zionists definitely don't play. Okay, Nick Cannon found out like Zionists don't play. But why do African Americans ADOS people play? Why do we play? It's been 400 years, and you still want to play around. You don't want to take things serious. You want to paint on the ground. You want to paint. You want symbols of hope, and these other groups of people don't need all this stuff. Why do you need all these things? The Zionists don't need all these things. Caucasians don't need to paint on the ground and do all this stuff. Asians don't do this. Spanish people don't do this. What are we doing? And why do we need to do things that don't matter? And literally pretend in our minds that it does matter. Oh, look at this beautiful picture of Black Lives Matter on the street in D.C. and in New York, right in front of Trump Towers. This will show them, and then everybody behind the scenes is laughing at you because they know that it's not going to change nothing, and it doesn't show anybody nothing. But all it does is say that African American ADOS people need these types of stuff to actually put in their minds that they're equal, instead of going to the real power, which is in the Congress, in the government, and changing the laws, changing the way the Constitution is written, changing the laws and the policies, changing the way the information of the police officers, changing the duties of police officers to serve all people and not just protect Caucasians from African Americans, as it was originally stated, right? They were the ones that were, cops were originally created to protect Caucasians from the slaves, that the free slaves, right? Because you were free and you didn't really have nowhere to go, so you were probably going to go and try to go inside of go hang out with a Caucasian person at a house, and they didn't want that, so they created police to keep you from going to their houses or maybe stealing their food or whatever, maybe sleeping down in their basement while because you had nowhere to go because you were a free slave, and so they created police to protect them from you. So stuff like that needs to be updated, needs to be changed. Those policies, those regulations need to be changed so that police are protecting all people, including African Americans and bronze people, and not targeting us any longer, because their job description is to target us. Right? That's what they were created. That's what they were originally created. Even though they can say whatever they want to say right now. They can say, "Oh, no, 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 that's not what we don't do that. That's not, that doesn't matter." The original job of a police officer was created to target and African Americans, ADOS people that were slaves, and target it and protect them and protect Caucasians away from the free slaves. I think we all that are listening right now know that. Okay, I don't think a lot of you guys are dumb or not, or don't know that information. You understand that that's what the police came into effect for. Okay, to protect the farm people, right? The people that were at the farms, the farm owners and the house owners, you know, away from these. Away from the slaves, right? The free slaves, because the free slaves didn't have any money; they were poor. They would have look. Caucasians probably would have done the same thing if they had white slaves. Imagine white slaves, and white slaves are free, and they don't have nowhere to go. It's like the veterans today. I mean, they're doing it to veterans, right? We got millions of veterans in this country, right? They would have done this to them as well. In my opinion, they would have, protecting themselves from the homeless. They would have done that as well, in my opinion. But anyways, it is what it is. We continue to paint. We continue to put symbols up, and we actually think that putting a Black Lives Matter sign here on the street in front of Trump Towers is actually going to change Trump's decisions on things, or it's going to change his mindset, or it's going to just do something. I don't know what is going to. I don't until we get inside the Congress, until we get inside those government buildings with attorneys and paperwork. Ain't nothing changing. Ain't nothing changing. And even when we do that, the laws will change, but the people's mindsets about you, those things never going to change until Yeshua returns, in my opinion. But it is what it is. Not saying everybody's like that, because I'm not. But There's so many people that are that you can't trust, and literally you can't trust many people because you'll have a friend. I mean, there's people that had friends for 20 years and didn't even know those people were racist, or didn't know that they were prejudiced, or didn't know that they were this or this or this or this, or plotting stuff behind their backs or talking behind their back. I mean, just because you hang with people and you hang out with people or you talk to people doesn't mean that they're not talking bad about you when after you're not looking, man. Okay, so there's a lot of people that are married or have girlfriends and boyfriends, and these people talk bad behind their backs all day long. Oh man, her skin color is so dark. I don't know why I married this woman. Like, I mean, this is the things that happen that are going on right now in America and around the world. So just because people paint with you and talk to you doesn't mean that they like you, man. This is why the paperwork needs to be right. Nick Cannon found that the hard way, didn't he? The paperwork wasn't right. So now he's begging and pleading and crying over, please, please, please give me my Wild 'N Out show that I worked so hard for. If you had the paperwork right, you wouldn't be doing that. That's the problem with African American ADOS people, bronze people. We don't have the paperwork correct. And because of that, we have to paint and we have to do signs and we have to show signs of weakness because this is what weakness is right here when you have to paint and stuff because other groups of people don't do this. They don't do that. They go right into the power. They go right into the power. Their power is their country, their military, their currency, and their laws. We don't do that. We go into painting and dancing and entertaining and protest. When will it stop, man? When will it stop? And when will we get our power, man? When will we get our power back, man? Get power. Power comes through powernomics and financing and owning things, right? Power comes from being united together, and power comes from change, getting the laws changed, getting the Constitution changed, forcing these things to change. That's where power comes from. That's when people when they realize you mean business, then they will change. Then they will change when they know you're gonna be dancing with them and you're gonna be painting with them. Then they know then they're not gonna do nothing for you. When you start fighting power with power, see this is why they hated Malcolm X because he was fighting power with power. They loved Martin Luther King because Martin Luther King just wanted to do speeches and he wanted to avoid conflict. Malcolm X is why this is what they want. They cannot stand that type of African American ADOS because they want to fight power with power. Those are the people they do not want to. They hate those type of people. Okay, but that's who you need to become. You need to be on the Malcolm side, not the Martin Luther King side, because Martin Luther King said at the end that he regrets integrate. He regretted integration and it harmed the African American and U.S. people more than it helped them, and that he was wanting, he was turning towards financing right at the end, and then they got rid of him because he wanted to. He was talking about that powernomics and financing and how to create wealth for his people. And they said, "Oh, well, no, 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 you're out of here, brother." Okay, so they got rid of Malcolm too, right? But Malcolm was fighting power with power, and they can't stand that. They can't stand that. The Black Panther stuff, the Malcolm X stuff, they cannot stand that. The Farrakhan stuff, they hate that because you're fighting power with power and they can't stand that. But yeah, that's what they do. That's what the Asians do. That's what that's what these people do. All right. So we need to stop painting. You wasted good paint on the floor for what? So that when you can walk on Trump's towers here and near Gucci and see that Black Lives Matter. What is that about, man? Does Asians have to do that anywhere in this world? Asian lives matter? No, they don't. Because as soon as anybody disrespects Asians, they say, that's a wrap. We're not doing business with you. You know what I mean? I'm going to get my peoples on you. We're going to bankrupt you. We're going to destroy you. And you're going to feel our power. That's what we're supposed to be doing. That's what's supposed to be normal. Unfortunately, when you talk that way, other African American ADOS people say, "Oh my God, what are you doing? What are you saying, dude? Come out here and paint with us." Oh boy, we got a lot to learn. Peace out. God bless. Eyes open. This is a joke. Bye.